What's up, guys? So with Barbie that has now crossed $1 billion, we now have so many movies, so many major movies that are like box office hits that now cross $1 billion, and even with something from the past decade, even with before the pandemic, and some that were post pandemic, even though with the films that were good, and sometimes they're not good as well. And so that as I'm going to do here for you guys in this video is give you my ranking of all 10 of the best films that crossed $1 billion as something in my opinion, and even with some of the that were before the pandemic, and even with the ones that were post pandemic as well, there's like a whole list as well, and even with some of that as well. And so if you're doing a don't subscribe to this, be sure to subscribe at the bell so it's all videos like this. And so let's get into it. And so coming in at last place at number 10 is Joshua Dominion, and even with this film that like crossed $1 billion, I thought this was like the worst film to wrap up a trilogy. And with this film that like brought back the OGs from Jurassic Park with Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum, and even like maybe like the newer characters, and it didn't feel much of like a No Way Home, because even that I didn't know home with this film. I bring my all them, but it felt like so forced. And even with this film that was like so bad. Even it didn't even focus on dinosaurs. It only focused on locust plot. Even though with the bugs, and like that's why I acknowledge this film to be like the worst film, even though it was the last film in the trilogy. And next at number 9 is Spider-Man: Far From Home. Now I found it to be a great sequel. I love that I took Peter Parker and his friends to Venice, and even with J. Jonah Jameson Mysterio, which I found to be a great villain, even with the elementals, and like even with that, I think I found this when we did to be like just like okay, and even with this one, sometimes like gets hated by us and some people, but I now just want to be the best one. Plus, it wrapped up phase 3 of the Infinity Saga, and it was like a nice wrap up and it's everything for like the next phase, and even with the future of the MCU. Plus, even with the Night Monkey action, which sometimes can get like too silly, but even with the third act with the drones and with Spider-Man flying on them, we get that web second. It was sort of fun to enjoy. And next at number 8 is Avatar: The Way of Water. And now with this film, I admire so much, and this one like blew me away. I thought it was like better than the first one, and even when I adapted some things from the first one, even though with this film it was like over 3 hours long, I just really adore this film every single way. And plus we meet like new characters and some underwater scenes with them like interacting with the creatures, and even though with new characters that are introduced, and they're like so like awesome, like to like have like those characters have like chemistry with. But I think I really found this one to be like a great sequel like from the first one, and even with the James Cameron's direction on it. Plus we also have like 3 more Avatar movies on the way. And next, at number 7 is a Super Mario movie. And now, with this film, I really enjoyed this in a theater. I love the Chris Pratt as the voice of Mario. And even with everything that was adapted from the Mushroom Kingdom, with Princess Peach, Luigi, and even with Jack Black's Bowser, and even with the Peach song that I sort of made like so many memes. And even with this one, that was also a cultural phenomenon. It had like some sort of memes, and like it deserved that $1 billion. And I just love everything about it, and like the fact that I didn't throw in every Nintendo reference. And in this one, plus I love that Seth Rogen as a Donkey Kong. I thought he was the funniest character. But even though with the movie overall, it kind of got like silly, but I just enjoyed this movie as well. And next, at number 6 is The Avengers. Now, this is a movie that started all of this movie that has assembled our favorite heroes of the OG of Avengers, the 6 original Avengers, as they were fighting in New York against the Chitauri, with even Loki as a villain. And even well, the action, it's like non-stop from start to finish. And plus, I love Nick Fury, and it was as a director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it was I just adored everything about it. And you just like set up so much for like what's to come, and just even though with something that like assembled all our favorite heroes. And next, at number 5 is Barbie. Now, this is the film that has recently crossed $1 billion, and this movie was a cultural phenomenon. And this movie, like, made up the meme of Barbenheimer, especially with Oppenheimer that has now released. But even with this film, I just adored everything about it. I just enjoyed the atmosphere of Barbieland, even with the personal messages that were sent out, even with the soundtrack that was a banger, even though Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as both the Barbie and Ken. It's so awesome to see on screen, even with all the Barbies and Kens, and even with the director with her direction with this film. Plus, like, she's like the first leading woman director to this film cross $1 billion. So I just adore this film. I thought it was really good. And next, at number 4 is The Dark Knight, and this is one of the greatest comic movies of all time. And even like movies from the past, I tried to replicate everything from this film. Even like movies from the past decade, especially this was a film by Christopher Nolan, and I just loved everything about it. It gave us a great performance by Heath Ledger's Joker, and even with Christian Bale's Batman, he put it on a great performance as well, especially from like the opening scene and like to like the finish line, and like even with so like this gave us something hardcore, awesome, super content on the big screen, and even with one that had like $1 billion, and I just love everything about it. Plus, I liked Christian Bale's Batman. I think everyone adored him as Batman as well. But I just love everything that this movie put together. And next, at number 3 is Top Gun Maverick. And now, this is the film that like basically saved the cinema last year that cost $1 billion. And with Tom Cruise that really delivered his best. I thought this was a great legacy sequel from the first one. And even with introducing newer characters, like even doing like callbacks, especially from the original, while I'm trying to incorporate new stuff. And I mean, that's what made this movie great, especially with the chemistry between Maverick and Rooster. And it really seemed to well, especially as like I mean, to take flight. Plus, I love the fighter jets. I mean, even though the first time I watched this film, it had like a real like adrenaline rush, and even though with the fighter jets. And even with the Daniel Jones song, and even with the song, I just completely adored in the fact that it did save cinema. And next, at number 2 is Avengers Endgame. Now, this is a film that wrapped up the Infinity Saga so well, and I don't think a movie like this could ever come to this little level of hype again, especially with the King Dynasty and Secret Wars. Even with this film, that all the Avengers versus Thanos and his army, including Jatori as well, and there was a crowd cheering moments, especially with the portals, and it was like even like the last hour of this film, it was a total blast. It was like so awesome to witness. Even with like the final hour of this movie, it was like perfectly awesome to see. It even was the setup to these characters that we all know and love. I just love everything about it, and the fact that this had like 10 years of films perfectly paid off into its last one. I totally wrapped up the Infinity Saga. But coming in at number 1 is Spider-Man No Way Home, and now this is like the love letter to all Spider-Man fans. It was celebrating 20 years of live action Spider-Man films, and like especially with Tom Holland's Peter Parker, that was a letter about like what it takes to be Spider-Man, especially this movie brought the villains, and even with the two Spider-Man, Tobey and Andrew, and even for the fact that like they brought up like Tom Holland's Peter Parker from the ashes. To fight all the villains, especially with the third act of this movie. It was totally a pure action, especially as I had some emotions to certain places, but especially near towards the end of the film. It set up the next phase for Tom Holland's Peter Parker as now in college, especially as we're getting the next trilogy. But I just adore everything about it, especially with Tom Holland's Peter Parker and his whole trilogy. It just really paid off, and this is a film that had like $1 billion in the pandemic alone, and even so, I just love everything about it, from the hype to the leaks, and just even experiencing this film altogether. And so this is my ranking, and even with all the other films that are coming out this year that I could have the potential to cross $1 billion, especially with the movies that are coming out next year, and even with this list that I could update over time, but even so, that this is like my list of all of $1 billion movies, especially with Barbie, which I absolutely loved, and even with all the other films that crossed $1 billion, and that was just what weren't like loved by everyone. Some that were solid, some that were great, but this is will update over time, even though based films that crossed $1 billion as well. And so that is gonna be our first video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and what my thoughts on my ranking and how to rank all these $1 billion movies. So let me know in the comments below. And give this video a like and subscribe and turn on notifications about future videos, and also follow my socials, which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.